Today we are going to continue our Joseph story. If you have not watched our previous episodes, I highly recommend you to watch them right now. Make sure to watch all three of them: Joseph the Dreamer, Joseph sold into slavery, and Joseph from prison to palace. Now, on to our story. As predicted, for 7 years the land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph made places to store the crops. He gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain in the surrounding fields in the cities. He piled up huge amounts of grain like sand on the seashore. Finally, he stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. During those years, 2 sons were born to Joseph and his wife, Asnath. He named his oldest son Manasseh, meaning forget, saying, "God has made me forget all my troubles and everyone in my father's family." He named his second son Ephraim, meaning fruitful, saying, "God has made me fruitful in this land of my grief." When the 7 years of bumper crops throughout the land of Egypt came to an end, the 7 years of famine began. The famine also struck the surrounding countries, including the land where Joseph's brothers lived. But throughout Egypt, there was plenty of food. Eventually, the famine spread throughout the land of Egypt as well. When the people cried out to Pharaoh for food, Pharaoh said, "Go to Joseph and do whatever he tells you." So, with severe famine everywhere, Joseph opened up the storehouses and distributed grain to the Egyptians. People from all around Egypt came to Joseph to buy grain from him because the famine was severe throughout the whole region. When Jacob heard that grain was available in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Go and buy enough grain for us to keep us alive." But Jacob didn't let Joseph's younger brother Benjamin go, fearing that some harm might come to him. Since Joseph was governor of Egypt and in charge of selling grain, Joseph's brothers reported when they arrived. They bowed down before him with their faces to the ground. Joseph recognized his brothers instantly, but he pretended not to know them. If you guys were with me since the beginning of Joseph's story, this present situation God has shown in his dreams. "Where are you from?" he demanded. "From the land of Canaan," they replied. Joseph accused them of being spies. "No, my lord," they protested. "Your servants have simply come to buy food. We are all brothers in one family. Our youngest brother is back in Canaan." "No, you are spies," Joseph insisted. "I swear by the life of Pharaoh, you won't leave Egypt unless your youngest brother comes here. I will keep the rest of you in prison. After your youngest brother comes, we will see whether or not your story is true." So Joseph put them all in prison. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, "I am a God-fearing man. Do as I say, and you shall live. One of you must remain in prison. The rest may go home with grain. But you must bring your youngest brother back to me to prove that you are telling the truth." The brothers agreed. The brothers spoke among themselves, "We are being punished because of what we did to Joseph long ago. We saw his anguish when he pleaded, but we wouldn't listen. That's why we are in trouble. Didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy? But you wouldn't listen. Now we have to answer for his blood." They did not know that Joseph could understand all they were saying, as they had been speaking through an interpreter. Joseph turned away from them and began to weep. He chose Simeon and tied him up right before their eyes and taken to prison. Joseph ordered to fill the men's sacks with grain, and he also gave them supplies for the journey home. Joseph also gave secret instructions to keep each brother's payment back in their sacks. They headed back to Canaan. When they stopped for the night, they discovered the money at the top of their sacks. Their hearts sank. Trembling, they said to each other, "What has God done to us?" When they got back home, they told Jacob all that happened. Jacob was also terrified when he saw the money. Jacob said, "You are robbing me of my children. Joseph is gone, Simeon is gone, and now you want to take Benjamin too? Everything is going against me. Benjamin will not go to Egypt with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he is all I have left." We will see what is going to happen next in our next episode.